Hello and good afternoon to everybody. Welcome to the last episode of the LD2L Season 21 podcast featuring yours truly and Mareth. How are you doing, Mareth?
I'm doing well. It was a good season. I was thinking we could do another late game podcast of the All-Star match if we wanted, depending on schedules. I think that could be funny. But
Yeah, I mean, my podcast was always intended to be part of the normal seasons of LD2L. I wouldn't consider All-Star games, just like I wouldn't consider NBA All-Star games, NHL All-Star games, MLB All-Star games to be part of the regular season. In the same vein, I wouldn't consider that podcast to be part of the regular season podcast content. Um, so yeah, this will be the kind of for my for my headcanon sake, at least, it will be the last regular season podcast. Whether when we do the next one, it'll probably be a different version that I would put up a different title for. But that the audience doesn't really need to worry about that. It's just for my clarity's sake.
nope,
And
they're just here to listen, and I'm just here to yap. So match made in heaven.
absolutely. Uh, we have the finale done and dusted. We are gonna have two final guests for the season join us later on in a few minutes. Um, so to be honest, the final did not pan out the way I wanted it to, and I think people can already gaze from the fact that I say that we did lose. We did. It was a straight duo by the Wall Daddy team against Kaihua. Um, So yeah, just to give my thoughts on how the final panned out, I felt like we underperformed. I felt like I myself underperformed from my regular season performances. I did not feel like I played to the best of my abilities. Having said that, game two was an absolute banger of a game. If you haven't watched it, I did spoil the results for you, but I would still recommend going and rewatching game two. It was uh it was basically yeah, I would say it was not really me personally. I didn't enjoy that series, but game two was, from a neutral perspective, a very enjoyable game to play. I would say to watch. So go ahead and do that. How about yourself, Merit? How do you see things as?
I think it was good. I think game one definitely could have gone better. I don't know whether it was nerves or whether it was uh, just poor execution due to like a mental sort of thing. But I think, yeah, game one could have gone better. Game two, I think, was really good. And then just like one really rough push high ground that threw it all away. And then the game got really difficult for us. But either way, I was happy with those games. It's my first season. Getting second place, I'm okay with that. I think we played well. I think we did well, especially in the games we won. We did well in some of the games we lost. And that Wild Daddy team sure came out swinging. They were clean, they were together, they played well, they moved together around the map well. It was they deserve the win. Like I don't want to take that away from them.
Yeah, no, they played to the absolute best of their abilities, and they were the better team. Hence, they won. So I have no qualms with the result. The better team clearly won. I just feel bad that we were on the winning side. I will drop a little bit of lore about myself with my Dota history in these leagues later on in the podcast. But for now, we should be bringing on our guests, and let us proceed with that.
Yeah, let's get the guests in. Well, we have one guest in right now. The other I'm sure will show up in
Yeah,
time.
both the
And
guests just told me
yeah,
they're
welcome
ready.
in Wild Daddy and welcome in Kaihua.
Hello,
Hello.
guys.
Hello. Hello, hello.
Good
How are you
morning.
guys doing?
Tired.
Good. Wait, so it's pronounced Kaihua?
I don't even know, man.
Kaihua?
I
Hop
sure.
Tua!
I've heard Kihua, I've heard Kaihua, I've heard Kaihua.
Look,
You just
the
just choose one and roll with it.
I
It's not just
remember
Kaya?
no, I remember the Anani stream when we were doing player draft that he didn't know either. And then this was one of the first questions that I was asked in the LD2L.
I remember the RD2L draft like 2 weeks ago. They called you Caillou.
Oh yeah. And my team when we played our week 0, they were like, "How Mr. How do we pronounce your name? What do you want to play?" I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, it's your name. You need to tell everybody. It's up to
Yeah,
you to fix this.
bro. I don't know. It's kind of funny just letting people figure it out.
I kept saying it Kaiha, like in my head.
That works too.
All right. I
Or
think
Kiha.
sorting the name out on the last podcast of the season is definitely a refreshing way to do it because it prepares us for the next season. We don't know if Kaho's going to play in it. But yeah, we hopefully the next season people get your name pronounced correctly. Having said that, moving on, let's move on to the actual content, which is the
Wait, are we
games.
streaming now?
Yeah, we're already streaming.
Oh, Lamel.
We are
You can
live.
tell he hasn't watched the podcast yet.
Yeah, Kai was not updated with how this podcast proceeds. Um, so because it was a grand finals, I am going to do this simultaneously. As in, usually what I do is I separate this two segments because there are usually two captains from different games. But since both of you were in the grand finals, we'll just ask questions to both of you. And if the other captain wants to chime in on the question, feel free to chime in with your thoughts. But I'll try to keep the question same for the both of you. All right.
Give
So,
all my thoughts.
so the first game, I guess I'll start off with Kaihua. What was your prep like? What were your before going into the game itself? What was your prep like for the draft for individual players in the Wildlife team? So what was your thought process like?
I mean, I think you know of all people. Well, you and Mareth would know, but yeah. I mean, so going to the draft prep, I was looking at our previous games with Wild's team, and I was looking at what we banned and what they banned, and then I was also looking at Hollywood and what they banned in games that they won against them. And then I was just kind of like, okay, who are the problem people? And what I would do is, yeah, so I'm looking through the thread right now. I wrote down the bans that Holly put up. I think the bans that you guys put up as well. I was just trying to see what their strategy was going in and then try to figure out what our strategy would be. And eventually, I think it came down to just ban VGE initiating heroes because though, like when I remember playing against VGE in some in-houses and like if he's playing an initiating hero or some sort of blinker or like big AoE ults, he does really well. So that's why I was thinking the Sand King, Magnus, and Quap. And then the Lone Druid bans were for Winks because I saw that he was playing it recently. So that's what the first phase bans were.
What? You weren't banning my lone druid? That's fucked up.
Yeah, no. But also Lone Druid just super
My
strong right
ego.
now. Like
I thought it was
well,
mine.
so I was considering banning the Elder Titan because he did play at mid, I think a few days before the games, and I was like, oh shit.
No, that was a total coincidence, I assure you.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. But
Um,
yeah, like I wrote down like recently played heroes for every player and then try to figure out
This
which was the best performers. So
I'm being serious here though. Like this is some secret info against me. Uh I do not practice. That is not a thing that I do or have ever done. I don't believe in practicing a hero that I'm gonna play. I just fucking send it.
Yeah, no, it's all vibes. That's what I heard. I think someone no, I think it was you guys actually talking about it. I think prior to the Holly games in the semis, you were like, "Yeah, we're just a vibes team."
Yeah. I do. I just want to say I like. I kind of agree with your strat plan though. Going in, I think targeting VGE was like a good game plan.
Yeah. And there was a reason why we didn't ban the Timber. We thought that we could at least play around it, and because it's not like a big initiating hero-ish, I mean, compared to Sand King, Quapper, Mag, we were kind of like, maybe we can draft around it and should be fine. And I mean, we didn't do terrible against it. I think we did fine. It was just
You guys
your
picked
guys'
4 strength
executions.
heroes. Like, come on, what are you? You're drafting around a Timber, but you draft 4 strength heroes. Like, what? Come on.
Exactly. But we still almost got it. We still almost got it.
Yeah, that game was the one that was super close, and then we threw going high
Yeah,
ground.
you did almost have it, but it's still insane. Like, I don't know what the fuck that plan was.
Well, so it's like we see the PL and
Dota
we're
isn't
like,
won by insane plays.
true. No, but we saw the PL and we're like, okay, they're picking PL the second time in a row. Who in their right mind would pick ES into a Timber, having a fourth strength hero, you know?
So
True.
yeah, we're gonna get into game 2 a little bit later, but still keeping the focus on game 1 for now. So yeah, same question to you, Wild Daddy. What was your kind of drafting prep, if you've done any, or do you want to target any
My
specific
prep,
players?
my prep or my drafting?
Yeah, your drafting prep specifically, like your prep for your draft for before the
Okay,
series
so
started.
the prep
Yeah.
did not exist. I'm pretty sure. Let me check my chat here. I'm fairly certain it was like 5 or 10 minutes before game time that I like asked other people to go scout for me. Uh,
Oh, I saw in the LD2L channel that Moon River helped you guys scout too.
oh, okay. So it was 9 minutes before game time. I said, "Someone scout for me, thanks." Uh, and
Okay.
then Space Cowboy like did a little bit of scouting, and then we went off that.
So you guys, you specifically didn't really have anyone you do want to target ban. You just saw what
No,
heroes we
no.
played as a whole and wanted to just not play those hero against those heroes.
Yeah, I looked at like the general list that he gave and then isolated like heroes that I felt like would be problematic for us. Maybe ones that are maybe a little like in my opinion a little bit stronger currently or good against our team as a whole, like Spirit Breaker, for example.
Right.
Um I don't really know if it's like super meta or anything. It probably isn't, but I do think it's good against the way our team like to play. Um, we did like a lot of ratting, a lot of split pushing, etc. We weren't really like that kind of team that clumps up uh till like late game. So Spirit Breaker is good against that. I saw the Pango. I think you guys had a couple players that played Pango.
Honestly, it's just me.
Really?
Yeah. I don't
Okay,
know if
well,
Gundam plays it.
No,
well,
Um,
Gundam
he wrote
didn't
down
play
that
it.
Gundam played Pango, so
Really?
yeah.
What?
Um,
Gundam! Gundam probably has one game in the last like month. You banned it because of that.
I don't
Ah!
know. I don't know. Hey, I didn't do the scouting. Okay, don't blame me. Like I'm going off of their scouting, and to be fair, their scouting was probably done in like 4 minutes or something. So,
That's
um,
Gundams.
but Pango is strong right now, so
it is a
that
very
was
strong hero right now,
yeah.
yes.
So I got rid of that. I don't really remember much about the other things. Techies we didn't really care about banning because we played it. Uh, that's basically it.
all right. So as the drafting began, as you can see from the screen, we've got the Pango Spiritbreaker band, followed by the Sand King, Magnus, Viper, and Quap on Kaihua's side, and then, as I said, Pango, Spiritbreaker, Invoker, Ursa were the first few bands. You guys, I guess this question is to Waladi. Were you guys at all surprised that the Timbersaw was in the pool, and was it VGE saying "Insta pick me Timber," or what was the comms like for that pick?
Hold on. I'm trying to pull this up really quick. I didn't realize that you were gonna give me graphics to look at.
If I remember, I don't think VG ever played a Timber game the entire LD2L series, right?
Just for
I
context,
don't.
for the
Season.
Yeah, I
viewers,
don't think he
VGE
did.
is a known Timber spammer. So he like I think every single team like always banned his Timber because nobody wanted to play against the number one hero of this guy.
Well, I also remember in our first like regular season game versus Wild's team, we never banned the Timber either.
Yeah, so he maybe played it like twice or something this whole season.
So either it was a
Yeah, like I
bull.
think
Go ahead.
to answer your question, I think whenever it wasn't banned, he's like, yeah, just slam it. He's like fiending the hero, doesn't really care if it's gonna be a bad game for it. Uh, just like let me play the hero because I never get to play it.
Right. Yeah. I think every hero spammer, when they get even like a little tingling sensation, oh, I can play my hero, pick it. They'll always say, pick it for me. So yeah, I mean that's like a no-brainer. Um,
I'm surprised you didn't let the pen go through after we let the Timber through. Shake my head.
I mean they did let the Night Stalker through, so that's something that Mareth is very comfortable on and is known as a spammer. So it would be on us for not to pick Night Stalker. Um,
Well,
But
I don't
I
think
don't
Merit's a
honestly. I only
spammer.
played Night Stalker like the month before LD2L started, and it was good. And then the day-night change happened with the 4.1 patch, and I don't like it. Like, I don't know.
yeah, I mean I think
I think the Night Stalker would have been good against us.
yep.
Yeah, I think Night Stalker's pretty good against like PL Lena as well. Good against the supports, but I think the change to the day night cycle is a bit annoying because then you just have a terrible lane.
Uh,
I think the vision is a really big deal,
Yeah, that
especially in
too.
I think in here, like none of us are like high rank players or anything. I feel like that vision advantage can be massive. Um,
Ah, yeah. If you play Vision, we can also do like a Slark with a Night Stalker.
yeah,
So much nighttime vision.
yeah, and also the fact that I'm not buying a BKB, like the Night Stalker kind of sucks to play into. Not gonna lie.
yeah, for sure. The AoE silence without BKB, like it's literally gonna gimp your game pretty hard. Um, so yeah, so that the first pick, the first round picks, were kind of normal thereafter after the Timbersaw. And then were you guys surprised at all to see the last pick Bloodseeker, or no?
Yeah, that was a crazy pick.
Like, were you guys expecting?
Was Gundam like begging for that Bloodseeker or what?
So the thing is, I thought that this would have been a really good Ember Spirit game, but Gundam was also thinking about Bloodseeker, and it's a comfort hero on him. So on that last pick, I gave him the option of either Ember Spirit or Bloodseeker, and he asked for the Bloodseeker, and well, we ran with it. So
Yeah, I mean that's fair. Like you gotta trust your teammates
yeah.
and stuff.
So
I think it's crazy for him to think it was a good Bloodseeker game, though. To be honest, it is
Yeah,
my
so
it's my most played hero. By
his idea with the Bloodseeker was rupturing Timber and getting a Radiance for the PL. But he wasn't able to scale the Radiance earlier, so it was tough.
Yeah, I mean, if he knows that he's laning into a Lino, I just don't think that's a good idea. You're like asking to get fucked in lane,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna be like sitting in jungle trying to recover. It's just
Yeah.
not.
And
I would never recommend it as a Bloodseeker player.
yeah, like in my head, I think Muerta is pretty much enough for the PL. Like once you get Milner, I think maybe having the Bloodseeker with the Radiance was a bit too much, but like it was a very greedy build. I
Yeah.
still personally would have gone with the Ember Spirit, just because even if you have a shitty lane, you can get online pretty quickly still.
Yeah, I think the Ember would definitely have been safer. And the Ember, if Ember got Mage Slayer, that would have really hurt our damage. Like everyone other than the PL is doing primarily like spell damage. Uh, so
Yeah.
that would really hurt us.
And another thing that I noticed when we were playing that game, I think we so normally our team likes to play as a group of four, or if I'm playing a bit earlier, then I can help jump in. But I think in this lineup, because our Omni Knight was behind early game after dying and losing a couple waves, and then our Bloodseeker came out of lane pretty weak, we probably should have played a bit more defensively, but I think we kept playing as if we had the advantage, or at least that we could take on a 4-on-4. But that never really fruition. I think playing a bit more defensively would have been better.
Yeah, probably.
I guess, Kaihua, my question to you is, in hindsight, what would you change about your draft? Just the
Uh,
Bloodseeker change, that's it?
I mean, I think the draft is fine. Even with the Bloodseeker, I do think that, like, yeah, personally, I would have changed the Bloodseeker, if, but trusting the players, I think, is another like key part of being a drafter. Um, like, yeah, you kind of have to balance trusting the player, but also trusting your own understanding. And so in this instance, I trusted the player, and I think I still would have made the same decision to pick on the Bloodseeker if this happened again. I think it was mainly on our execution to like try to recover the game.
Okay, so
Didn't
you.
he? I thought you said he gave you two options though.
No. I gave him two options.
Oh,
I
you
asked him
did.
if he
Okay.
wanted. Yeah. I asked him if he wanted Ember or Bloodseeker, and he chose the Bloodseeker, so I picked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Uh,
for you, you think it's more about just the executing the lineup you have. You don't think that the lineup itself was really a bad lineup to play. Okay.
No, it was also kind of hard for us to start fights. Once Omni Knight got behind, because I know Mareth likes to go Blink Dagger first, but once she was behind, it was difficult to get that Blink Dagger and start fights. So, like, we really shouldn't have been taking too many early game fights. I think we could have dropped tier 1 towers and we would have been fine. Just try to, like, scramble for farm and, like, try to dodge, maybe get a pick off here and there. But even then, with pickoffs, we need to, like, play with the Bloodseeker, but Bloodseeker's behind, so it's really hard to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I definitely felt that
So,
in the game with
yeah.
us
And
being
even with, like,
behind.
yeah, I mean, even with the Venge Swap, like Venge Swap is a great initiating tool, but I think it's only like super good when it hits like level 2, or if you get an Aether Lens early, because level 1 swap is really short range. So it was difficult to initiate with that too, especially considering that they have Skywrath, Lina, and Lich. So it's kind of like if you swap any of them, you're already like in the fight.
Yeah, I think understanding that was a little difficult on our end, and we did kind of, as you said, force the tempo a bit much. But yeah, that was basically the story of game one. Is that once the Lina got ahead, she would pop out of fog of war, blow one of our heroes up, and then the fight's just a 5v4 fight every single time. Um,
Yeah, which is why I would kind of push back on the draft thing. I agree with the like trusting your teammates and like putting them on the comfort hero and stuff, but like if there was anything I would change about the draft, it would just be the Bloodseeker because I think that was probably the hardest I've won any lane across the entire season. Like the Lena versus Bloodseeker matchup is very bad.
Yeah. No, I mean,
And
I agree with you. Like personally, I would change the Bloodseeker lineup, but I think we could have still put up a good fight,
yeah,
or at least
probably.
a better one.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So, at what stage of the game did you think, or like, you guys had the game in the bag, while Daddy, and what were like the team comms like? Were you guys like, how are your team comms in general? Like, do you guys talk a lot? Are you guys quiet? Who's the shot caller of the team?
Um, Shot caller. I don't I don't think we really have much of a shot caller on our team. It kind of like all of us just chime in with our like thoughts every now and then about like, oh, like what we maybe we should go do this, maybe we should go do that. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and then it just kind of falls into place, I guess.
Okay.
Um uh But as for the first question, I felt like the game was in the bag, honestly, within like the first 7 or 8 minutes with how my lane was going. That's how I felt personally. Like, I don't normally have a lane that goes that well. I'm generally like that kind of player that feeds in my lane and then I like have to go recover. uh, so if I'm having a good lane, then I'm usually feeling like really good about the prospects of the rest of the match. And
Okay.
I know that Winks and VGE are, having like good lanes. So if like all three of us are having a good lane, I'm I'm kind of sitting there thinking like there's no way we're gonna lose this.
Yeah, I think that's the sentiment that I personally had after the landing stage was over. It's like, okay, we kind of gave them the advantage after the landing stage, so this is probably going to be a really rough game to come back from. So yeah, do you have any questions, Mareth, about this first game?
Uh, Not overly. Like I don't know. I feel like a lot of it was draft, and then a lot of it was just like poor execution from our side.
Yeah, I think I mean it's safe to say the game one was sort of a stomp, and the mid lane just took over the game. So yeah, moving over to game two. Kaiwa, what were the team comms like after game one? How did you guys try to recoup and then rejuvenate each other?
uh, well, so I mean, once the megas were taken, we were kind of just like, I think from that point on, I mean, even when like the first racks were taken, I think we were kind of like out of the game in a way. Um, we weren't really thinking about that game one. And then like after the game, I mean, just try to do a mental reset. It's game one. We have two more games. Or at this point, it's just we have to 2-0. But for me, I like to just try to focus one game at a time. So I was telling everyone just focus on this next one. Think of it as a best of one. Try to play as hard as you can, and we can definitely come back. And then I don't think vibes were down in my opinion. I mean, sure, they weren't. They like no one was really hype, but I think we managed to do a good mental reset after that first game, and then going into the draft. There was a little hiccup there, but I think overall we liked our draft and we were able to play.
Yeah, I mean, considering how game two went, you guys definitely weren't like checked out. You had to be kind of locked in to do that.
So, well, how about you, Wild Daddy? What was your team comms like after the first game ended?
Um, I mean, it was very positive, obviously. I mean, we won. I'd say it was about, about the same as it usually was. Uh,
All right.
just joking around.
Did you guys think you had to change anything band wise? Or you guys, I mean, clearly you guys didn't change the bands. It was the same Spirit Breaker, Pango, Invoker
No,
bands. So
we
you guys,
didn't feel like we needed to change anything.
right.
We figured if it
Um,
worked game one, it'll work game two.
and even the hero picks, you did start off with the basically techies Timber style picks. So even I guess pick wise, even though VG might not have the best of lanes, he still felt like he had an okayish lane to be like, okay, to pick me Timber again for the second game.
Oh, actually, there is one thing that we did change. Uh, and that was simply from the coin toss. So I was curious what Kaihua was thinking about like choosing side versus last pick, first pick. You guys seem to prefer the last pick, and I was just curious about that.
Yeah. So we don't really care about sides. If we're radiant, we're radiant. If we're dire, we're dire. What we care more about is picks. So I mean, so I think last pick with the team that we had this season was very strong on us, mainly because we have so our mid laner, our our off laner, and our P4. They all can play offlaners, so I thought it would be like having this flex potential with any of those three roles being an offlane. Uh, I thought was really nice. So having last pick and picking Gundam for lane or for game, or having last pick for Gotham or Mareth, I think like those were like definitely ways in which we came out on top of a lot of our drafts in the season.
Makes sense. That's kind of what I was expecting. I I figured it was probably like for Flex and also
Yeah.
Gundam getting like cheese picks.
Hmm.
Um, were you
My
guys?
team my team really preferred first pick as well as Radiant, so like we just got both of what we wanted.
I mean, we prefer second pick and Dire, so I
Okay.
mean,
Yeah, I think it's a fitting way to end the season where both teams get to play their best games, where you get whatever you want at the coin toss. So I think that worked out pretty well. There can be no qualms had about, oh, I didn't get favorable coin toss, etc., etc. So yeah, looking at the draft itself, we start up with similar bands. Were you at all shocked to see the Timber Saw yet again not banned, or were you kind of expecting it at this point, Wild Eddie?
Yeah, we were I mean, I was definitely expecting Timber to be banned. It surprised us a bit. Uh he said just pick it again. Um I wasn't gonna turn him down.
Mm-hmm.
actually, Wild, can I ask why you banned Phoenix on 10 instead of the Lifestealer? Because I know in game one you banned Lifestealer Ursa, but this time you banned Phoenix.
Um Trying to remember. Let me see these heroes. I definitely had a reason. I think it was
Is it
who on your
because
team plays the Phoenix?
the so Gotham picked Phoenix in semis versus Koppa's team? It was it was the one instance where he picked Phoenix.
Um, I'm looking at this chart here.
My old
I think it was my suggestion,
Mhm.
honestly. I think I was like, I don't think we're gonna have heroes that will be good at dealing with Phoenix, so maybe we should get rid of that.
uh
And then I'm pretty sure I asked VGE if he would be concerned about a life stealer, and I think he was like, nah, just get rid of the Ursa.
I see.
And I think Winks didn't care about a life stealer either. He's like, well, I'm probably gonna go like PL if they leave it in, and I'm fine with PL into life stealer. So I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And it's like, well, I don't really know if we're gonna be able to deal with a Phoenix if they pick that though. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that tracks out. So if I was gonna ask about the PL pick, because again, the Timbersaw PL both have been picked in both games. So it was, as you said, it was just Wink saying that he likes the PL and then he likes the game, so we'll just pick it for him. So yeah, that also makes sense. And again, we've go ahead.
Also, like looking at the bands and the sheet that Space Cowboy had made me, I think part of it is also from what he showed me. Gotham would play Techies, Sphere Breaker, and then the next hero down was Phoenix. So I don't know how accurate that is, but from my perspective, I'm like, okay, I already banned Spirit Breaker. I already picked Techies, so the only other hero that I've got to work with here is Phoenix, maybe Pugna or Tinker. So I'm just gonna like ban the Phoenix.
I'm surprised Tidehunter never came up as a P4 option. What?
Yeah.
But also
It's
with the
probably also
PL,
just not that concerning to us, I don't think.
yeah. But also with the PL pick, I think it's a known counter to Lifestealer. Just because the illusions in Lifestealer is pretty single target.
Yeah. So again, pretty standard drafting thereafter, and then we come to the last picks. You don't ban the Earthshaker, and you pick Meepo along with the PL. What, like, were you like thinking we don't play Earthshaker at all, and so therefore we're not gonna pick the Earthshaker? Like, what was the thought process behind the Meepo pick?
No. So I was like, okay, we have a PL. They're definitely, if I go Meepo, they're definitely gonna pick like either Dawn, Lesh, or Earthshaker, one of these big like AoE heroes. Um, the the Lesh and the Dawn would persist as problems after killing me. So like I was like, okay, like those guys are gonna be an issue even if they kill me. The Earthshaker, he'll kill me, but then he won't be an issue, and then PL will kill him. That was my like thought process, and I'm like, this is game 2. I don't really care that much if we lose it and they have to go to game 3.
Wait, so was Meepo actually just bait?
Yeah, 100%. I was
Crazy.
picking it expecting like an Earthshaker pick, and that's what you guys did. It didn't go quite as smoothly as I had hoped. I think that it's probably mostly on me, like for my plays. But
why didn't you get an Ags?
I just didn't feel like it.
Oh.
I also was like really I'm a vibe
Understandable.
player, but also like I didn't farm as anywhere near as well as I had hoped. I think my Meepo was also like a bit rusty for not like practicing it in quite a while. As I said, I don't really practice, so like
no, I
the
think
last time I played it was quite a while ago.
when we were doing draft prep against your team, I think Meepo came up at some point. But I noticed your previous games you didn't really play the Meepo, so I was thinking one, you're probably thinking Meepo is bad in the patch, which I think he's definitely a nerf from before, and two, you were out of practice with it, so even if you do pick the Meepo, I think it would be fine.
Yeah, I don't. I'll play heroes that I haven't played in like 4 years or longer. Like I don't care.
No, I mean, if it's a good game
it's
for
just
it, it's a
about
good game.
vibes. It's about vibes and if it like fits for what I want for the game. And I really did. I'm pretty sure I told the whole team like, all right, I'm just going Meepo here, and I'm gonna bait like Echoes, and then Winks will have the free game. And then I said that like the real threats are the Timber and the PL, and I'm just kind of gonna be here for bait. I'm just gonna build like tank. I really fucked up by going the defusal. I should have just gone like full tank early, honestly. And I tried too hard to fight too much early on.
Yeah, I think you did a, I want to say, a semi-decent job with the baiting, because there were a lot of fights where the echo was used on you first, but then there were some fights where you
Oh, I mean,
ganked up with your timber or with your PL, and that made the
did you see how
echoes.
much damage I took that game?
Yeah,
I
it
should
was.
hope I did a good job. I took like 340,000 damage or something.
Yep. I think it was 321 if I remember correctly, but yeah, 340. I think it might have been something like that. But yeah, you did good with that. So Kaihua, just I want you to remove yourself from the captainship position and just think about yourself as a pause one player. How bad or how good do you feel seeing a stat line of 31, 2, and 20, yet ending up on the losing side of a game like that?
So, before the games even happened, I talked with one of my Valorant friends who is in a competitive scene, and he said whenever you're like in a grand finals or whenever you're like really like far into the bracket, just focus on your own gameplay and see if you can play to the best of your own abilities. Don't worry about anyone else. And that's what I did. So I like, yeah, I have a stat line of 31, 220, but I know that I played my best, and I know that my teammates, they did their best to support me there. Plus, the only damage that we really have after me is like Gundam. So having a high kill count and high assist count is kind of like it's there. But I'm sure that if we had Gundam or even Mareth on a damage carry, then or like a damage offlane or mid, then like I probably would have half that or something. So
Okay. You want to rate,
like I don't feel particularly bad losing.
right,
I
right.
had fun.
Mareth, how do you feel about that game?
I think that game was, for one, it was extremely fun. The whole game through, start to finish, when we were winning, when we were losing, it was a really fun game. I think we were winning, and then we just like we messed up one fight trying to go high ground. I believe it started with Gundam getting force staffed up to high ground by the techies, dies
That was
instantly.
crazy.
I blink Ravage to try to like help, but he was already dead as the Ravage was coming out. And then we just like we were in and kind of committing, and it was like at that point it's already over.
Yeah,
We've thrown our
Wings had
two
the
big ultimates. It was unfortunate. And it was like it went from like 22k gold swit like lead to like 5k. And at that point, like the fact that we had the lead, the fact that we were holding tempo, able to control the map, control Roche, all these, like that's out the window, and we have to play defensively. And the game was still fun, but it got so much harder after that point. And just an unfortunate couple moments. And then like late game, I don't know, there were a couple like I blinked into trees at one point and just like died.
that was by the
And
dire
then
tier 3 bottom right.
yeah, by like just below the dire off lane tier 3.
There was a reason why you were
And
there. What was it?
someone got cut out like in the triangle there. And like someone was farming that small camp. Not in the triangle, in the like side camps
Yeah, it
to
was
the right
me.
of the lane.
Right.
And I tried to help, and I just blinked and wasn't thinking about my blink distance, and I ended up in trees. And then they have vision of me because of I think Techie's Q or Techie's Minds like saw me and gave enough vision that PL could just jump on me and kill me. And it was very unfortunate. And then Kaihua got stuck in trees after his rampage. That
I'll
was
be honest.
hilarious.
I'm gonna be honest, I did not register that the rampage happened. It was just I was just walking around killing everybody, and then I hopped into the Dazzle, and then Dazzle fucking force stabbed himself up into the trees, popped out, and then I'm like, wait, I have no TP. And I'm just like panicking because I have no TP.
How did you manage to get out of that after?
Oh, Techies threw the sticky bomb, and it broke one of the trees when it landed. And so then I was able to walk out, and Gundam was coming over to try to save me, but Peel was in the river at the time, and so then Gundam just pops instantly because I don't think he had a defensive item yet. So the Bloodthorn on the Peel just like destroyed him. And then I was running over because I saw that Gundam was like getting gone on by the PL, and then I try to save him there, and then he died instantly. And I'm like, well, shit. And then I try to leave. I get my TP on the courier. I try to TP even though I knew that there was a basher out on the PL. I was like, please. And he pistoled me.
Uh,
Yeah. No, it was a sticky bomb. Yeah.
I want to ask Mareth, given how the game panned out, would you have changed your eggs or sight, either one of those two, to perhaps a refresher orb? And do you think that would have made a difference?
No. Short answer is no. I think if we're executing better, like in hindsight, the game should have been over at 40 minutes, and I think eggs is fine. Like I shouldn't with the game. Like we just shouldn't have had that one fight go so poorly. If Gundam gets four staffed and dies, then I shouldn't be blink committing as he's already like guaranteed dead. And I
I'm
think nullifier for Timber and then eggs for like the AoE minus armor is actually huge. It does so much against the PL, against the Meepo. It's I don't know. I don't think my
That's
items
probably true.
were the issue. Late game,
I,
like definitely positioning and like I don't know. I think a lot of the things I could have done better that game personally were more in the realm of like initiating better, going on better targets, not going in a bad situation, things like this.
the Ags was a nightmare for me. I can confirm that.
Yeah, I think no illusion or multiple hero unit based heroes love to deal with the do not love to deal with the Die Hunter Ags, that's for sure. So
It's also underrated aspect of it. I just want to throw in like it gives vision when it hits things.
right, it also gives vision as it passes through the
It's
map.
it's huge. At least I
Um,
think it does.
yeah,
It's
it
I don't know.
does.
It's
It
just
does for
it's such a
sure.
good
So at what point did you guys give up, Daddy? You're like, okay, this game's done. Let's move to game
At
three.
what point did we give up?
Yeah.
Yeah. What point did you call it and then then we can get into the third game.
It didn't happen. We never gave
Okay.
up.
Okay. So you guys
Um,
were always kind of staying in the game, thinking, okay,
oh
we
yeah,
can come
no,
back.
we never. Our spirits were never broken. I think I was probably being the hardest on myself, but out of anyone that was on the team, because I was feeding my brains out and regretted not just farming more earlier. But everyone else was just kind of like uh, looking toward the future. Like Winks in particular, I think was making a lot of suggestions about, like avoiding fights, like I'm trying to hit this timing, don't like don't go feed, don't die, like be careful, like just buy time. Um and everyone was kind of on that same page other than maybe me, because I just couldn't go anywhere without dying. Um and I also uh was trying to get more use out of my diffusal, which I shouldn't have done. Um, yeah, like no one really had ever given up at any point. We all still felt like we could take it late game.
Okay,
It was
that's
getting kind of it was getting kind of despair for sure. Like I think there was, uh, a point in the game when it certainly looked like you guys might win, but even at that stage, we were still like, not giving up, obviously.
No, yeah, that's definitely a very good mindset to have. Just always being aware that there's always some sort of hope that you can always come back into the game. So, like, props to you guys for having that mental fortitude and being like, yeah, we can definitely seize the advantage once they make a mistake. Um, so yeah, that I think that's basically the picture or the story of game two, where there was that one big fight, and then you guys evened out the lead we had, and then subsequently there were some smaller skirmishes and the high ground defenses on our part where we kind of weren't strong enough to hold back. So yeah, that basically meant that because it was a 3 game series, it was a 2-0 to you guys, and congratulations on winning LD2L Season 21. Have you won LD2L before? Well, Daddy? Or this is your first win?
No. I think this is my first season, like actual season. I'm pretty sure was I in here for a mini or something? I could have swore I was. Uh,
So this is
Not
your
really
first
sure, but
season playing and first season captaining and first season winning?
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
Or yeah, I mean that's pretty impressive feat then. Captaining is not that
Oh,
easy.
thank you.
I would say
Well, I
captaining.
have tons of experience captaining, so like that is very not new for me. Um,
Okay, so you
Playing in here is new, but like I've been playing in like 82L, 82L, Rain, PDC. I did like a couple seasons in RD2L, maybe like one season in MD2L, but mostly 82L. I've been playing 82L in like the Challenger, Warrior, like kind of low divisions for I don't know, like 4 or 5 years or something now. And it's almost always my teams. I like drafting a lot, so
yeah, I mean
I
it's
prefer.
definitely shows in your drafting that you've got that experience. Um yeah, so I think props to you guys and your team as a whole. Again, I in my head canon, I even before after the auction ended, I had my headcanon being like, you guys are definitely the number one seed, and it definitely panned out that way. So, that's definitely testament to how strong of a even an auction drafter you are. I guess it's a mute point or a mute question to ask you, to if you would have a different auction strategy because you are the winner. But I am gonna ask Kaihua. Kaihua, how do you feel your auction went, and were there any things you would like to change in hindsight?
Uh, give me a second. Let me pull up how much each player actually went for.
Well, to answer for me, I would not have changed. Definitely.
Yeah,
I
of
just played
course.
Moneyball.
That's. I mean, you never asked the winning team that question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, look at the player draft. So I had a specific strategy drafting going in mind with this. I wanted my whole thing was I wanted to draft a strong offlane duo. And so I saw VGE and I was like, I'm probably not going to get him for the amount of money that I have, considering he's like ancient 4 or 5 at the time of the draft. So then I went to the next person who was Mareth, who's actually like one of the only like 4 offlaners in the league that signed up this season. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try to drain everybody else's bank accounts, try to go for Mareth, and then once I get Mareth, I'm going to go for either Hopless or Nurch. But RTF took both Copless and Nurch before I could even like consider them. I think it got both of them for like around 200, and I was like, really? I got like RTF Super Grok like outdrafted me. I don't know. And I got Gundam for 120, which I mean I thought that felt good. Like I got a solid mid laner for like 120. I I was not upset about that. And then I got Safat for 62. Actually, I think Safat was my last pick. So I just like I slammed all my money onto Safat because I was like I need a support player. And then Gotham was $17, and I was like, this is like I'm cooking. So I liked the players that I drafted, and for the prices that I got from them too, like I think I got super value.
All
Yeah,
right,
I
yeah.
mean, you guys did get second place, so it's not like it's not like
Yeah.
your draft was bad. It's definitely good.
No, I think we were able to do well when we were able to do well, and you know worked out
Yeah.
for the most part.
Now that I have both of you here, a little bit of lore dropping from the auction. I was actually supposed to be on Wild Daddy's team. He bid for me. So I was supposed to win
Yeah,
LD2L
that's right.
21.
You screwed him over.
Luckily for you, Safat, I brought you into the losing team.
Yeah. So I think you and Kaiho and Waledi both got into a bidding war for me or something like that. I wasn't there in the auction, but I think that's
I
how.
think I don't know what was happening there. I like it was my last player. I remember I had $63 left, and I was gonna go for you anyways. And I know that Wild he had like less. I think he had 61 or 62. So he spent all of his money on you, and then I just spent the last dollar.
Yeah, I think that's how I was told it panned out. And then because
Yeah.
of that, what happened was again, I don't know if many people know, but GD Golden Dragon is a very close friend of mine. We've been playing Dota for a while, together. So he ended up being the last pick,
Oh,
I think, and then Wild Lady just bought him. So GD ended up being on Wild Lady's team at the end. So if things had been different, it would actually have been swapped. GD would be playing on Kaiho's team, and then I would be playing on Wild Lady's team. So interesting
I
how
have
that panned
a
out.
question. Do you remember anyone else that bid on you, Sefat? Or was it just these two captains?
Like I said,
I think it was just the two of us.
I wasn't there during the auction, but I was told it was just Wild Daddy and Kaiho that was bidding on me.
You
I
heard it
think
here first. First and second place bid on Sefat. Season 22 bid on Sefat. You will make finals.
Okay.
Get it twisted.
Okay, so that's a great segue. Thank you for that, Mareth. A little bit more lore about my Dota 2 history. So I have not been. I've been playing Dota for a while now, but I've not played leagues before. This is actually my third ever league, a full season league that I've played. My first two seasons were the Challenger division in LD2L. Shoutouts to John Wick's dog. They're an amazing team. I love playing with them. So my first season was with them, season 41, Challenger LD2L. My second season was also with them, season 42, Challenger division. So both those seasons, I got runners up. So I've played 3 full seasons of these amateur leagues, and all 3 times I am runners up. So I don't know if it's a curse or a blessing. It's a blessing because I reach finals apparently, but it's a curse because I always lose the finals. So I don't know how to take it as. I don't like. It's very bittersweet for me because I would love to boot on the championships, but then again, it seems I just cannot win them. Something always stops me. But yeah, I think if you bid for me, if I am playing next season, then probably fair to say you're gonna be guaranteed runners up. So there's that. So yeah, that's me rambling about my Dota 2 amateur league history. I know that this was the first time for Mareth and Kahua. I don't think you guys played in leagues before. So
Oh, actually, I've played in RD2L like many years ago. I
okay,
only played in like 3 seasons, but I think 2 of them I was a stand-in.
okay. So this was your like second ever full season, you would say.
Yeah.
Okay,
It was
so
first time drafting too. I they needed a captain, so I was like, sure.
so how would you summarize your first season of captaining of L2? How was the experience? How were your team vibes? Did you like your team? Did you dislike your team?
I think it was
Sorry, you can
fine.
shit talk me. You
I,
pretend I'm
I was
not here.
okay. Well, I was about to say no. Literally, I was about to say like I think the only problem like person on our team was well, actually I think there were two. There was it was definitely Mareth and Safat. Um, and also Gundam and Gotham. Like I think everyone on our team was just like so anti vibes. Like we all hated each. No, I mean I think first time captaining everything was fine. Like sure there was some arguments here and there, but um, I think everyone was very excited to play and we all wanted to win. So having frustrations or arguments when it comes to drafting or picking heroes, I think that's like normal, especially when we all have a strong mindset to win.
All right, and same for you, Wally. How would you rate your season? Obviously, you're the winner, so you're probably gonna rate 10 out of 10. How likely are you to play with this some of these players again if you were to captain, or maybe you get drafted onto a team with them?
I'd give it a 10 out of 10 for the season, 9 out of 10 for the players, and that 1 point that's missing is just Space Cowboy. That guy's he's a little griefer. Watch out for him. Whoever's drafting next season, that guy's trouble. Vibes were super good all season. Even the only time vibes dropped a little bit was when I mean I say it dropped, but really it would drop for like a couple people and then it would go up for me. When other people's vibes are going down, mine were going up. But that would only happen when like me or Space Cowboy were getting DRs and then like uh
Don't forget
I'm not sure if it was
GD Stickies also chimed in and bought Divine Rapiers as
oh
well.
yeah. So like Winks and VG, they would be like, "Oh God, like they got a fucking divine again, not again. We need to end soon."
Yeah.
That's it. That's like the only time that our vibes were like a little iffy. But even then, it was I think everybody was still laughing.
Yeah, I think again, I could be completely wrong in saying this, but I think the teams with the best vibes did make to the grand finals. And I think that's generally true of any teams that make to grand finals is that the team vibes have to be really cohesive, coherent. Like you need to be on the same page together to be able to reach the later, like at least the grand finals, because the stakes are so high and you have to play so well. So yeah, I think
I mean,
that's true. Go ahead.
you're also gonna have better vibes if you're winning most of your games. That's like just kind of a given usually. For me,
Yeah,
I don't really care if I'm like losing games. Doesn't really make my vibes go down personally, and I try to surround myself with people that are the same way. But that's not the case for most people. I think most people, if they're like losing matches, vibes tend to go down.
yeah, I think like I said, if you're losing, you probably tend to bring out the negative emotions in you rather than the positive ones. So it's quite important to have those people that can have those positive emotions and always keep the spirits high. That's why I personally loved my LD2L team, John Wick's dog. They were like, it was a super chill team. Everyone was always happy-go-lucky characters. No one really cared that much of the results. They just wanted to play some good Dota. So yeah, I think I've been lucky enough to be part of teams so far that are like that. I know a lot of people.
Are you sponsored? Are you on their payroll or something?
No, like this is just testament to how much I love and miss that team. Like that team was like
Okay.
yeah, that team was like one of the greatest teams that I've played on so far. The best, I would put the number one. But yeah, so yeah, so again, me personally, I really enjoyed playing this first ever season of LD2L. It was a great season. We had a lot of fun with on Team Kaihua. Yeah, so looking forward to future seasons. Who do you, as captains? I guess I'll start with Kaihua. Which player would you like to play with first, play with on your team in maybe in future seasons? If you were a captain, you would want to draft them, or if you were playing as a player, who would you want to be with, play with?
Um, honestly, I think Space Cowboys are a really big vibe.
Oh, you can
Uh,
have them. Take them.
so no, it's just I know that like I've seen some comments here and there about Space Cowboy picking these really weird picks. But I mean, it seems like
Brother, you
he's
got
just
no
he's
idea.
a fun player. So and
He
then
was
hmm?
he was making lists of heroes that he's like not allowed to play. He wasn't being like, oh, here's the heroes that I'm good at. He's like, okay, I already played this hero this season, so you can't pick it anymore. Made like a big list of all the heroes he's played. I need to play a different hero every game, and it has to be a new one that I haven't played this season.
Oh yeah,
Oh man.
he's quite the character. I mean, I enjoyed the banter
Yeah,
I
I mean,
had
Yeah.
with
it's
him.
funny. It's funny. Like it.
I enjoyed beating his ass in RD2L, and so looking forward to more beating his ass in the RD2L league. Shout out to Space Cowboy. Love the banter with you. Um, and oh,
Another player though, sorry, another player though is probably Hollywood. Um, I like his vibes a lot. He's really funny. Even when we were playing like the regular season, like we were against each other that first week, he started trash talking me immediately as soon as matchups came out. Um, and I thought that was so funny. So
yeah.
probably Hollywood and Space Cowboy.
Having Hollywood and Space Cowboy on the same team, oh my god! If I were against them, I would be like, oh my god, that's way too much. Even for me, that's way too much all chatting, and I know how much Mareth hates my all chatting.
I do so
uh,
much.
Same question to you,
All
Waldari.
chatting can be fine sometimes, but like I don't know.
I'm just saying
Well,
that GG call really stressed me out. That was the only time I
Yeah.
was ever upset. But like otherwise, I thought it was funny.
I have a history
Well,
of
what
GG
about Mareth?
calling. Even in 82L on my team, I GG call.
Oh
So,
my gosh.
but yeah.
I want Mareth to answer the question.
Oh,
What question?
what future teams, if you were captaining or if you're just a regular player, which players would you like to play with?
Hollywood's definitely someone that I would like to play with. Um I don't know if I'll ever captain like that. It seems like it would be too stressful for me, and I like to just kind of, I don't know, do the side prep a little bit before the game and then show up to the game and just play. I don't know. But Hollywood for
Yeah, that's what
sure,
I
I
did.
think. Copless I think would be really fun. Might just be because of the accent, I don't know. Um a lot there's a lot of people I've played with in in-houses that seem fun. I think like both Cryptic and Power as well. Like if they captained and drafted me, I'd be happy with that. Um I don't know. I feel like the vast majority of people in the league I would enjoy playing with. Um I'd prefer not to play with anyone on my team again, not because I don't like them, but just because I want to play with more new people. I've already experienced playing with these four, and just new people would is always fun. New vibes. I'm certainly a believer in like good vibes wins games, and uh and I feel like we had good vibes, but I think I think like that's the only thing that would make me not like a player is if they were toxic or rude or negative or things like that.
All right.
Can I get some lore on this Copless accent? What's going on
He's
with that?
Scott. He has a thick Scottish accent.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the first time I talked to him, he was talking about like what was he saying? There were like three or four times in the first in-house I played with him where he like said something and I thought he was saying my name. He was saying like go in or buy this item or whatever, and I'm just like, what? Me? Are you talking to me? It's hard to understand him sometimes, but I don't know. I find that fun.
What about you, all daddy? Same question to you.
Not entirely sure about who I would be looking for. I know I'd be avoiding Space Cowboy, as stated. Let's see. I wanted Power, so me and Mareth agree on that. Power's very, very friendly, very chill, fun to play with. Unfortunately, he was a captain though, so I couldn't draft him. I don't really. I'm I'm new here, so I don't really know most of the players. I'm kind of figuring that out as I go.
All right. That's okay. I'm hoping you're gonna stay with this league and play a few more seasons, and then maybe I'll get to ask you this question again sometime thereafter.
Yep.
So yeah, I think a little bit more lore about me and this season, which is that maybe it would have made the season a little bit more exciting and a little less dramatic, but I don't know if a lot of people know this, and I don't think nobody knows this. Instead of the famous captain who shall not be named on Copless's team, instead of them being captain, it was actually supposed to be me who was supposed to be captaining this season. So I was actually supposed to be a captain this season. But due to some late messages on my part, the person got selected first and they ended up captaining, which I think was for the better because we got a lot of drama, a lot of AI lore, a lot of ChatGPT stuff, a lot of also not good for Copless because he had to face a lot of the burdens. But yeah, that's another bit of information that I just wanted to share with everybody. So yeah, I think at the end of the day, however the season panned out, there were lots of dramas. Was there any dramas that you guys wanna maybe give some final shout outs as we bid adieu to season 21? Or no?
I didn't really notice much drama personally, other than the semifinals with Dusty getting kind of heated towards me. I thought that was really weird, and I didn't know what the hell was going on. That's about it
Yeah.
for me.
I don't know. I feel like it was. I don't feel like it was just towards you, but I feel
Yeah,
like
I mean
you
it wasn't
were the one that
just towards me,
responded.
but it was like saying
So
that my
then,
whole team is trash and that like we should have lost. It was just I'm gonna take that a little personal. But then also some of it was specifically directed at me, which I was kind of like, what the hell's going on here? I can't tell if
mean,
this is like a troll or serious.
to defend Dusty, and I'll play his side because he's not here on the podcast. Later on in the general chat, he did say that he was under the influence right after the game. So he didn't explicitly give an apology, but he kind of mentioned that. So if you would take that as some kind of, oh, okay, that's fine then. But again, some people even don't consider that to be fine as well. So again, just to give his
Yeah, I mean, I
point of view.
wouldn't consider it fine. It doesn't really absolve it,
Right,
but I
right.
can understand it a bit more.
Yeah.
And I was already kind of given a little bit of leeway because it's like you did just lose. I can understand some people like take that hard, and emotions can run high or whatever.
Right, right.
Especially in people that are
especially
like more
after
competitive.
how close and how tense that game was.
Yeah.
All 3 games, like
Yeah, they're like competitive matches, and competitive players are gonna take it harder. I get that.
But yeah, I mean, I love the whole storyline I tried to build up between Dusty and Eno. That definitely panned out exactly the way I wanted it to, thanks to both the captains for also letting it pan out in the playoffs. There was a lot of banter between me and Space Cowboy, and then also DJ, who unfortunately left the server. I enjoyed that as well. Uh,
That
uh,
was so funny.
yeah, I enjoyed those bantering between them as well. Again, all the banters I have with people, just for reference for future seasons, these are all just banters for fun. I don't mean them at all. You can
Yeah,
come back at me with everything you got. Like, this is just for funsies. I don't really have any harm or foul against you guys. So
yeah,
yeah,
for the record, I don't bear any ill will towards Dusty whatsoever. I was just pointing that out as like the only thing that I can remember.
no, yeah, for sure. Thanks for the clarification. So yeah, any final thoughts from all three of you for this season of L2L? If you want to give any shout outs. I know the MVP is already done and dusted, and we're gonna have an all-star game in
The votes
literally.
were bullshit.
Yeah. Okay, so we have a hot take coming out from Wild Daddy. But yeah, I was just gonna say, if you have any personal MVPs you'd like to mention or give shout outs to, or any parting comments and thoughts, go ahead. I'll start with Kakua first.
Uh, I want to give a big shout out MVP to Gotham. Honestly, like, so I when I was first like when I accepted the captain role, I was DMing Line about like I don't know, just like people in the league because I have no idea who, and like Line, we played a game together beforehand, so I asked him about it, and he mentioned Gotham was like he was a former captain, um, and that he could like help with drafts and things like that. And so I drafted Gotham with that in mind, but to get him for only $17 and to see like the level of performance that he played throughout the entire season, like hands down, I think he's MVP in my eyes.
Wild Daddy, yourself?
All right, so Gotham's going to cost 200 next season. Got it.
I mean, he has to. I mean, I've been following LD2L and not have not played it, but I keep tabs of all the leagues, even though I don't play in them. And Gotham going for $17 absolutely blew my mind. Like that player doesn't like is so much worth so much more.
Yeah, he wasn't really on my radar personally, so
But yeah,
I
so
wouldn't have noticed.
your choices for you if you want to shout out or any MVPs for you personally.
I mean, are we just going in general, or are we talking about the like
The entire league.
all-star vote
No, no, no.
stuff? Because the all-star vote stuff is bullshit. It's a little popularity contest. It's rigged.
What about it is irking
Um,
you? Which category specifically?
it's come on. I won this season. I'm not even in the top 2 for pause 2. It's bullshit. I'm like, I got half the votes of Gundam, the guy who I fucking clapped in lane when he was Bloodseeker.
I think his performances as Void Spear and going 19-0 or something in between two games really sold it for a lot of people.
I went
Yeah.
like fucking 10-0 on Repo, okay?
No one saw that. No one saw that.
Yeah.
So and then even maybe even worse than me not being in the top 2 there is the fact that JD, who in my opinion is probably the single best player, or like at least mid laner
His
in the
stat
whole
line's
fucking
crazy.
in the whole fucking season, and he got 6 votes. 6 votes. Like a third of the votes of Gundam or Uncaring Stone. That guy was putting his team on his fucking back like crazy. That guy was very good. And to get 6 votes, that's some bullshit.
I think it just goes to show that the All-Star match is not the best players. It's not the most skilled players or the most winning players. It's like a popularity contest.
Yeah.
Isn't that how Megamine put it last time? Like
Yeah,
did content
that's
and
what
then won the
I was-
All-Star vote.
Yeah, I think the fact that like for the first, I don't know, 3/4 of the season, I was in like 95% of the in-houses. A lot of the people in the in-houses were just like, yeah, I'll vote Mareth. They're I know them. type of energy. It's not. I don't feel like I was in the best two offlaner players. I don't know.
I mean, VG is definitely one of the
I
top
got,
offlaners for sure.
I got
Who?
voted Smurf of the season, but not voted fucking top in my lane. What the hell? Doesn't
Yeah,
even make any sense.
I mean,
Yeah, why should a Smurf win MVP of the lane? Shake my
Yeah,
head.
if you're if you're voted the Smurf, then you should be winning the, you know, the best of your position. Makes sense.
well, I think that's the community's way of saying we don't want Smurfs to be in our league, so we're not gonna give you the win.
What the hell?
But yeah, I mean, it's definitely fun to see how the All Star voting panned out. And speaking of which, the games are about to start soon, so I need to be quickly finishing up this episode. Before we do end,
Wait, hold on. I mean,
okay, you have more ranting to do. Okay,
really
go
quick,
ahead.
really quick. MVP, Winks. I'm just gonna say Winks.
Okay, so whoever became the MVP is your actual MVP. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Wings did have incredible performances throughout the season, so definitely big shout outs to Wings.
It's
Like,
not just his performances, like his communication, his input during drafts, during games, everything. Like by far, like Winks, in my opinion.
yeah, I've had the pleasure of beating Wings in LD2L. I've had the pleasure of winning with Wings in Battle Cup. So in whenever I've played against him as a opponent, whenever I've played with him as teammate, is always gives me a hard time and always makes the games easy for me. So definitely a great player to have, and definitely the best player of this season for me, at least in LD2L Season 21. So yeah, with that, we come to the end of this podcast, the final podcast of season 21. Thank you to both captains for being here with me and sharing your thoughts and sharing
Yes,
your
thank you.
time. It was again, it's always fun to hear from the captains themselves, to hear your, what you guys go through and everything. So I appreciate that. So yeah, it was a grand old time. I love playing in this season. Um, I'll just keep the floor open if you guys want to say any parting words. But if not, I'll like to end it here. So yeah, you guys have the floor if you want to say anything.
I would just say thank you for having me, and where the hell are the signups for season 22?
Yeah,
I
where are the
wanted to say
signups?
that too. In the shoutouts part, I wanted to be like,
Oh, get
shout out
fucked.
Anonymous Greg for not getting signups yet. They're like lazy and sleeping on the job and all that.
Anything from you, Kaiwa?
No, I enjoyed being here. Thank you, Safa, for hosting these podcasts since very early in the season.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah. So I will try to post some kind of a questionnaire kind of thing for future editions of this podcast in the league general category, just so I can get a feedback from people about how they like this podcast or if they want to see something different. So keep an eye out on that if you're listening to this. And thank you for being part of the chat. All of the people who were here for the live recordings, I love and appreciate all the comments you guys put in. You guys are also kind of part of the active recording, so I love your input as well. Thank you to single one of the guests who've been a part of this podcast, who've accepted my requests and graciously attended this podcast. This is my first ever time of creating content. I've never done this before, so apologies for any mistakes I've done throughout the season. Apologies if it's not been the greatest content, but I've definitely learned from this. Yeah, so I absolutely enjoyed it, and I hope to be back in the next season. And yeah, I think that's it for me. That's it from my guests, and that's it from LD2L Season 21. If you or somebody you know would like to play, no, I'm not. I'm kidding. I'm not gonna take Anani's thunder away from him. So for me, it's just gonna be a simple ciao. See you later,
Yeah.
and
Thank you and goodbye. See you next season.
bye bye.